everybody. Well, last week I did a tailgating theme with our new sponsor from Shop and Save, and it inspired me so much that I wanted to continue the theme for this week by making my version of nachos for the next time you watch the game at home. Now, the first thing we have to do is make a Pico De Gallo. And what I love about this recipe is that I'm also using the last of summer's bounty from the farm market. So it's a twofer. Now, what I have here are ripe tomatoes that I diced. And I tell you, I used Roma tomatoes because they dice up very, very nicely. Add a little bit of olive oil to this, about, I don't know, 2 tablespoons or so. And then start adding in all of the remaining ingredients, starting off with lime zest. And this is so critical to the recipe that you also use freshly squeezed lime juice. And you know, you can pour some in here and then taste it, and if you think you need a little more, go ahead and add a little more. Now here I have cilantro and I have garlic, and I minced the garlic, and I also chopped the cilantro, pretty fine. So we're going to add that in next. Here I have jalapeno peppers, and I didn't do anything other than seed them. I usually don't put the seeds in. Here I have red Bermuda onion. Add that in, and you'll want to season this with some salt and some pepper. And like that, and the salt will bring out the juice from the tomato. Super, super important. You can mix all of this up and then set it aside, because the next thing you want to do is roast the corn. For the corn, I took 3 large ears of corn, removed the corn from the cob, toss this in a bowl with some olive oil, salt, pepper, smoked paprika, and a little bit of cayenne pepper, and I broiled it until the corn started to char. Then I took chorizo, and this is the fresh chorizo, removed the casing, and I cooked it on top of the stove, much like you would cook ground beef. Cook it all the way through. 1 can of black beans drained and rinsed. And I have here a whole lot of pepper jack cheese that's shredded. All right, time to put this baby together. You ready? Here I have half of a bag of a 1-pound bag of tortilla chips. I'm going to take half of the corn and I'm going to scatter it. Right on top, I'm going to do the same thing with half of the chorizo. Then I'm going to do the same thing with half of the black beans. So we're going to just go right through this. Make sure you cover all the way. Get those edges. Don't let those people who get the edges don't get half of this food. All right, now we're going to do half of the cheese. And this is the pepper jack cheese, folks. And we're going to repeat the process one more time. Layer number 2, using up the remaining ingredients that we didn't use the first time around. Okay, now we're going to add the black beans right on top of the chorizo. Finish it with the cheese and pop this in a 450-degree oven for 8 to 10 minutes, or until the cheese is all melted. What we're going to do now is we're going to top this with the Pico De Gallo. Then what we're going to do is we're going to top this with jalapenos. These are the pickled jalapeno peppers that you buy at the supermarket. Now I've got the guacamole. Oh my gosh, this is all so good. To add insult to injury, I am now going to top it with sour cream. Now the cojeta, and it's much easier to do it this way, and then garnish it with lime wedges, put it out with some plates, a lot of napkins. Let's go Steelers, and bon appetit. Love you, miss you, and see you next week.
Oh, we love you too, Rania.
I will be making that this Sunday.
Yeah.
For sure.
Well, and you once said that women like nachos more than men. I beg to differ.
Well, it's maybe not more than, I just feel like that's my go-to when I go to a restaurant. Like,
really?
if there are nachos on the menu, I'm more.
I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
I love nachos. I think men love nachos.
For a copy of today's recipe, you heard it here. Go to PittsburghTodayLive.com. We have it posted for you there.